Now to a NewsNation exclusive in East Palestine, Ohio, where hundreds of residents are lashing back against authorities tonight, more than 2 years after a train derailment led to a toxic chemical release and burn. Those residents, many of whom now suffer from chronic pain and respiratory issues, say they've been lied to by the CDC. They claim they were denied health coverage they deserve after being exposed to the toxic chemical plume. They are taking their complaints to court, again, suing the CDC, along with Norfolk Southern Railroad and state and county agencies. Rich McHugh, NewsNation's investigative correspondent, has been on the story from the very beginning. Hi, Rich, joining us live from East Palestine. Rich, what are the residents asking for? Hello.
Well, ultimately, they want the truth, Hannah. You know, they want receipts, and they're demanding accountability. Many of these residents opted out of that class action settlement with Norfolk Southern, and now they're filing a new suit against Norfolk Southern and dozens of other businesses and entities involved in the investigation and the cleanup of the derailment. They're also going after the federal agencies, the EPA and the CDC. Take a look.
We've been lied to from the beginning. The class action did nothing that mattered for any of us.
Just tell us the truth. We're all adults. We can handle the truth. What were we exposed to?
2 years after the toxic plume devastated East Palestine, Tara Hicks, Krista Graves, and Lonnie Miller say they and their families still suffer from debilitating migraines, chronic pain, respiratory issues, and blurred vision. They are among the 793 residents who filed a new suit against Norfolk Southern and over 50 defendants involved in the investigation and cleanup, including state and county agencies. It alleges a conspiracy to deny health care on behalf of Vanguard, BlackRock, Mercy Health, and Quest.
My mom went to the clinic in East Palestine, and when she asked, they would giggle at her and say, "That's your age."
You're crazy.
Yeah, her non-contagious pneumonia that she developed within a couple of weeks of coming back to East Palestine, that couldn't have been related.
The suit cites the CDC for failure to ensure proper public health response, testing, and medical support for the affected residents of East Palestine. And it says the CDC negligently instructed health professionals and testing facilities not to test for dioxins and other toxic chemicals, denying residents accurate diagnosis and critical medical care.
We were being told that there was a letter that was sent out telling our health care officials to disregard our concerns.
Do not diagnose anything as related to chemicals. Don't do any testing related to chemicals. This is all a stress reaction.
NewsNation obtained that CDC letter sent to hospitals and local health providers after the derailment and burn, stating no testing or treatment related to a specific chemical exposure is recommended.
Not only does it say don't test, it says don't treat.
Mindy Bish is one of the attorneys representing these residents.
It even goes on to say that residents can feel stressed as a result of a major environmental disaster. So when I read it, I thought that is the beginning of telling these people that they're just crazy. Nothing's really wrong with you. You're just crazy.
You hear something like that now, what goes through your mind?
They betrayed the entire community. Everybody believed there was no need to get tested because of the way they announced it to people.
The CDC had their own workers here, and they got sick, and they left. They didn't tell anyone in our village that they were getting sick. They just left us.
Their goal, truth and accountability for all responsible, finally.
I want accountability. I want justice for my family.
Justice has always been found with a jury, and only with a jury.
It's criminal.
And yeah, and that's not said enough.
It's criminal negligence. It's criminal negligence.
And psychological warfare.
They've said everything is fine when we know that that's not the case.
Now, we reached out to Norfolk Southern and the CDC, have yet to hear back. These residents, meantime, vow to take this fight all the way to the end. Hannah?
Rich, this is heartbreaking for so many reasons. They just want the truth. They want transparency to begin with. Rich McHugh, I'm so glad you stayed on top of the story for the last 2 years. Really phenomenal job. Thank you.
Thank you.
And stay tuned for part 2 of Rich McHugh's reporting. That's tomorrow. As new lawsuits are filed, who's really to blame here? How will the residents get justice? That's tomorrow, right here on Elizabeth Vargas Reports.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.